We've been hearing that black women are the most educated group, but what we haven't been talking about is that what black women are going to school for doesn't translate into what the economy necessarily needs.
All right, listen up, y'all.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is another episode of All Things Education Official. I am your host and educator, DrAbdullah, giving you educational news from a foundational black American male educator's perspective. If you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Put me in the algorithm. If you want to follow me on my social media handles, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. And if you find value in the content, please go to the About section and buy me a cup of coffee. It would be greatly appreciated. Well, today, this episode will be spearheaded and has been inspired by my timeline on Facebook and Instagram. Now, you may ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, I have been witnessing so many of my former colleagues, friends, classmates, all female, and they've been wishing their daughters congratulations into their initiation into their organization, making them legacies. If you're a part of the fraternity and sorority world, you know that's a major accomplishment to have your daughter or your son become a member of your organization. But what I've not noticed, what I haven't seen, even though I've witnessed graduations, I've witnessed the obtaining of new positions, I have not witnessed the celebration of weddings, marital engagements, etc. I want to discuss how focusing solely on one aspect has overshadowed the others of importance, and celebrating weddings and engagements has been pushed to the background.
Contrary to what marriage jokes tend to make you believe, the economics of getting married can actually be quite robust because, 1. Research backs it up. For example, Jay Zagorski's 2005 report, which is the most comprehensive study of its kind, where the net worth of individuals was tracked from their 20s to their early 40s, with married participants experiencing a per-person net worth increase of 77% over those who were single. 2. Economies of scale apply, with it costing just as much to, let's say, heat a given house if a couple lives there or a bachelor. When it comes to sharing cars, appliances, furniture, and so on, sharing is caring, but also saving. 3. Division of labor can be a huge time and ultimately money saver, with tasks delegated based on the strengths you or your special other have. 4. The state tends to encourage marriage through things like tax benefits and all sorts of incentives.
It is no secret that the infiltration of feminism into the black struggle for civil and human rights, with the help of individuals like Michelle Wallace, the writer of Black Macho, the CIA operative Gloria Steinem, and the government's interference and replacement of the black male role in the black family by offering benefits to women and not to men, just to the women and children, in exchange for said replacement of black men. Black women have for the past 60 to 70 years fully embraced the idea of a strong, independent black woman, and having eliminated marriage and family creation as a priority in the black community. This process was accelerated through the notion that education, attainment would create greater opportunities for black women, thereby eliminating the need for the black man, the natural counterpart to black women, and it would be allowed to help ease the financial, social, and parenting struggles that all communities endure. Due to these factors, black women have sought a solution to their financial, social, and parental issues outside of the one that every other group has maintained: marriage. The solution: obtain a college degree. The question: is this solution viable?
And you know what? I didn't take dating very seriously. I dated in med school. I dated people in med school. I didn't take it very seriously. In my 30s, I still was that way through half of my 30s. But what happened was, around the time I started freezing my eggs, my latter part of my 30s, I actually started panicking about the fact that I wasn't married.
One of the things about educated black women, many of us who have studied at various colleges and universities, colleges train women to think a certain way. And oftentimes we are entrenched in feminist theory, more specifically in black feminist theory. And although feminist theory is interesting, it's intriguing, it perhaps even is empowering, in the real world, in real life, in real time, in our relationships, and oftentimes in relationship with Black men, theory does not always equate to practice.
According to the data, the attainment of a college degree, despite the narrative being promoted, does not equate to a large number of financially astute and prospering women in the Black American community. In fact, it appears that it has only produced average and less than average earning women. According to the Howard University News Service article, study finds that Black women earn more money. According to blacknews.com, a college-educated white woman earned around $37,800 in 2003 compared to nearly $43,700 and $41,000 for college-educated Asian and Black women, respectively. A college-educated white male earns about $66,000 a year, according to the Census Bureau. Asians earn more than $52,000 a year. Hispanics earn $49,000 a year, and Black men earn the least with $45,000 a year. This shows that Black women, despite having the highest number of degrees in the Black community, still on average make $4,000 less than Black men.
Data from the Census ACS Public Use Microdata sample from 2019 shows that, in 2019, there were 206,159 more single Black women than men ages 25 to 40. However, among higher-income single millennials, there were just as many Black men with mean or average incomes of $50,000 and above as Black women in the same income range. However, the 2.6 million women with lower-end salaries outnumber men by more than 460,000 and more than quadruple the number of high-end salary single Black men. Although there are just over 500,000 more single Black millennial women with college degrees than there are single Black men, it is also evident that college education hasn't necessarily translated to high-end salaries.
Contrary to popular belief, Black women are not the most educated in America. I know this is going to come to as a shock because our sisters do go to school and they're damn good at it. But the notion that they're the most educated group has been thrown out there to keep them propelling the myth that if they just keep going to school, they're going to get the accolades, but they're feeding into women's desire to feel accomplished. And according to the Family Inequality article entitled, "No Black Women Are Not the Most Educated Group in the U.S., compared with Black men, Black women are highly educated more than women of other groups compared to the men in those groups. But compared with white and some Asian women, Black women have fewer degrees on average because of structural racism. Despite outnumbering Black men in education, Black women still rank number 3 overall behind Asians and whites. According to the AAUW.org article entitled Fast Facts, Women of Color in Higher Ed, Black and Latinx students are overrepresented in the lower earning majors. The top majors of Black students include Health and Medical Administration Services at 21%, Human Services and Community Organizations at 20%, Social Work 19%, Public Administration 17%, Criminal Justice and Fire Protection 15%, Sociology 14%, Computer and Information Systems at 14%, Human Resources and Personnel Management 14%, Interdisciplinary Social Sciences 13%, and Pre-Law and Legal Studies at 13%. These majors and degrees do not generate the revenue needed to build wealth, create stability, and establish strong families in order to create strong communities.
So if you want to increase your wealth, it sounds like you need to get married.
Well, the Federal Reserve says so. The Bank of St. Louis says from 1989 to 2016, the typical married household, so this is 25 to 34-year-olds, had about 3 times as much wealth as a single household or unmarried couples that live together. And home ownership, they say, one of the main reasons for that increase in wealth.
So what are the major takeaways? This is extremely important. Please pay attention. Through feminism, collegiate and governmental manipulation and propaganda, black women have been steered in the direction of independence from their men rather than the most beneficial state of interdependence. This has severely crippled the strength and wealth-building potential of the black American family. 2. Black women are the highest degree earners in the black community, but not in the country. And this does not translate into greater wealth for themselves or the community. 3. Black women are endeavoring in fields that are low wage earning and are in educational debt because of it. 4. In order for the black community to financially prosper and excel, it is incumbent upon us to approach higher education strategically by choosing majors that earn us the best salaries that schooling can buy, seeking other forms of education that are lucrative and prosperous, for example, trades, licensure, or certifications, and eliminating the attainment of degrees for the sake of status and legacy. Do not go to college just because everyone else did and it sounds good that you went to university. And finally, number 5, we must prioritize marriage in the black American community so that we can increase our collective earning potential, create strong family structures, and raise children who are dedicated to the mission of raising the black American family to its highest height. This is another episode of All Things Education Official. Please get in the comment sections. Tell me what you think. Did you learn something new? Did you learn anything about our sisters and degree attainment? If so, please put it down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. If you like the content, please, once again, follow me on my social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. And if you find value in the content, please feel free. Go to the About section and buy me a cup of coffee. It will be greatly appreciated. You are dismissed.
Yeah! You are all expurgated. You are dismissed.
Too much propaganda, spiritual pollution. Too many problems, not enough solutions. So many billionaires that make no contributions. Gotta create fun and maintain our institutions. Word to the masses, our government is backwards. Only thing I've learned is what a barrel and a crab is. Deploying all these tactics to keep us all distracted. Scrolling on our gadgets and we scroll right past it. While we caught up in the fashion, they sitting back laughing. This education we're lacking, all the laws they be passing. Peep the curriculum, you see they're subtracting the necessary work. These kids mentally absent, turned out full plastic.